Shankar Sharma is also ready. I've been told we can connect. Shankar, good morning. Which part of the world are you joining us from?
Oh, I'm right here in Bombay. I came in late last night.
अरे स्टूडियो आना था फिर तो.
He's here. Enlarged
Yeah,
Shankar
but
Sharma.
it will take me longer to reach your studio than to go back to Dubai. So I prefer to just stay near the airport and head back
Ab-
tomorrow.
So
Abhinav, what to do, Shankar? Our infrastructure hasn't reached there yet at par with Dubai, right? But it's
वो
getting there,
कभी
Shankar.
होगा
That
भी नहीं,
is.
आयशा 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 सुनो मेरी बात. वो कभी होगा भी नहीं. इंडिया में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर is the equivalent of waiting. Sridevi is waiting for Amitabh Bachchan to come back from, when she was in Kabul in Khudagawa and he went to India. And वो पागल हो गई बोलते बोलते वो एक दिन जरूर आएगा. और उसको लग
Shankar,
गए
I
मतलब
always
सालों
say,
आने में.
Shankar, I always say that
तो
Indian markets are
मुझे तो
like Hindi
लगता ही नहीं
picture.
कि मुझे लगता है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में सुनता रहता हूँ, नजर तो मुझे कुछ आता ही नहीं है. मैं 38 years back when I first came to Bombay, the infrastructure was the same. It's still the same today. Okay, in terms of travel time, in terms of all other visual aspects of the infrastructure, काम होता रहता है non-stop. There is no doubt about it. But उससे फायदा क्या हो रहा है? That's a very very big debate.
Okay. Uh, Shankar, from a budget standpoint, if there are no changes in the tax rate, if the finance minister focuses on growth and maintains a reasonable amount of continuity, and if all the numbers which markets are working with in terms of capital expenditure, if they are met, are we in for a strong post-budget rally?
Yeah, I would think so because the markets have been fairly tepid in the preceding few months, and therefore that's always better than a bullish pre-budget market situation when markets run up in the couple of months or at least a month prior to the budget. I've usually found that then markets have a poorer post-budget run. When the markets have done poorly pre-budget, then usually the stage is set for a very strong post-budget run. So I think just on the basis of probability, I think we should be looking at an uptrend post-budget rather than flat to a downtrend market.
Okay.
Ravi, Shankar just said that infrastructure in India is like Sridevi from Khudagawa. That she went mad waiting for Amitabh Bachchan saying ek din wo zarur aayega, but wo kabhi aaya nahi. Mr. Kedia, I'll come to you. I know you watched the movie and heard the songs as well. But from where you live, you already have a vantage point of the coastal road. I know that. Infrastructure, you think that's the place to bet in on purely because there's so much pessimism and it's lasted now for decades. Is infrastructure the theme?
No, infrastructure, not from investment point of view, but I think India's infrastructure is definitely on the improvement. You cannot but be optimist about it. In a year's time, if you take the example of Mumbai itself, we'll have the coastal road ready, we'll have the Trans-Harbour Link ready, we'll have metro, underground metro ready. So a lot of things will come to fruition in next 12 to 18 months. So I am very optimistic about it. Of course, we have a lot of large projects going on throughout the country as well. So I think this connectivity is important for us to maintain the pace of growth. I don't think there is any question that infrastructure will improve, but it is only that we are way more impatient and we demand much more speed than what finally gets delivered.
I'm quite surprised you said no to infrastructure as an investment. Mr. Kedia, what do you have to say about that?
No, of course, I think that would be the theme because so far whatever capex had been happening in India, the government was spending. I now think government entire focus would be give push to the private infrastructure or private capex and all. Now coming to what Ravi has said, I read somewhere that this Jewar airport, which is coming in 2025 or something, from the first day it would be the biggest airport in the world. And same thing is going to happen with the new Mumbai airport. So this kind of infrastructure is getting created in India. So of course, I think that is the theme and that is the future.
So
Maybe, but then we'll have. Sorry, you were saying something?
my resistance to investing in infrastructure is only from the point of view that there are not many good business models available in that space. Of course, the physical growth is there in infrastructure.
Chaliye, we have a consensus with you and Shankar over there. But Shankar, I think more than Mumbai, Dubai, the focus is now shifted to China, right? Underperforming markets are the ones which are clearly the flavor of January, and I think they're going to tend to be. What will now change the mood? What will bring FIIs back? And can budget really do the trick?
Yeah, that's a very, very relevant point, Aisha, because I think more than what is going, with the underperforming markets, what is really relevant for India is that we need huge dollops of dollars. And this is the elephant in the room. And I'm usually the guy who points out the elephant in the room because of various reasons. Most people do not. But the fact is that we are running into a significant twin deficit problem, the budget deficit. We'll see the fiscal deficit, what the FM announces today, but it could be 6.5. God knows if they really want to make a push, could be even higher. And then we have a current account deficit, which is probably going to be 4% or higher. Looking at in my view, exports are headed nowhere but down because the two big trading blocs, US and Europe, are not going to be buying a lot from India or for that matter anywhere else, given their own situation. So we have a significant problem in the CAD. And because of this, we have a twin deficit, which is now into double digits. Last we saw that was in 2009 when we were classified in the fragile in 2010-11. I think nobody wants to talk about it, but the fact is we are back to a twin deficit problem. And more importantly, we have a balance of payments deficit. So last year we had a BOP negative, which is a rarity, an absolute rarity. And by the looks of it, FY23-24 is also going to be a BOP deficit. Looking at the pace of FII sales we have seen in the last month and a half. So I think India does need to shred its complacence that we don't need FII, we don't need dollars, we are self-sufficient, we have enough capital. Sorry, guys, we do not. We are running short of dollars. We have a BOP deficit, and therefore we need to convert that into at least a neutral, if not a surplus, to fund our current account, which is already into a problematic zone. So to sound a bit of a sobering note here, the FM must focus on getting dollars in. Domestic capital has no option but to remain invested in India. Okay, to be clear. So domestic insurers will buy government bonds because they don't have much else to buy, right? But it is really foreigners who have now a plethora of options in China. For example, I put money in Mexico because that has emerged as a fantastic transaction, in the last few months' time. Turkey, again, great exporting nation. Mexico, great exporting nation. China, great exporting nation. So all these countries have come into their own in the last.
Shankar, I'm coming right back to you. But, on budget day,